Here we go. Greetings, greetings, viewers. This is A Vision Entertainment. Once again, we have another special show. This man is Marshall Fox, the owner of Def Rugs and son of the founder of Fox Floors. He is known for creating custom handcrafted rugs by cutting and remixing carpet scrapes, often with the hip hop theme. His work is displayed at Fox Floors in Ocean Township, New Jersey, and he has created pieces for many clients, including musicians. I witnessed it. I saw it. This man is Fox. How you doing, man? What's going on with you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fox,
Thanks for having me on.
you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. I had to come get you. I said, like, I have to get Fox on the show because I saw what you did for OT, The Real. I saw what you did for also Tuto and
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher, BSF. I saw what you did for them brothers, man. I said, all right. That's why I asked you a few questions in the hallway when we was at the show.
Yeah.
But I like your work, man, and I love
Thanks.
what you do. I really do, man. What was the chance meeting with Erick Sermon of EPMD that inspired you to combine your passion for music and flooring?
Yeah. I mean, so basically, how it all started was like, let's say around 15 years ago. Hold on, let me put this down. Around 15 years ago,
Yeah.
um, I used to produce, and my production name was Zing and Fox. So we were in the middle of doing this album featuring all these old school golden era legends, and I did a few songs for like I don't know who was on the album. Uh, Brother Jay and Ed O.G., Craig G. We had Chub
Okay.
Rock on there, Do It All, Tretch, um, Dana Dane, Keith Murray. And in the middle of doing that album, so I'll be rewind a little bit further.
Yeah.
So I used to work at this recording studio called Troposphere in Livingston, New Jersey, and we used to record a lot of the Jersey MCs and stuff. And one time, so I was the engineer for this guy Gov Matic, Brick Mob, rest in peace, Gov, and he brought in Erick Sermon's sister and Redman's sister to do a project. So it was
Okay.
Death Squad, Baby Girl. And so I was the engineer on the project, and I was recording for them, and Gov was doing the production. But
Yeah.
I did beats too. So after the sessions, I would play them the tracks and whatnot. And
Right.
so I wound up doing a couple songs with Roz and Kim. So
Mhm.
fast forward a couple years later, I was always saying, Kim, let me get some beats to E. How can I
Yeah.
come meet E and whatnot? So a couple years went by, whatever in the middle of doing this album. This is before I started doing the rugs, but I was working at my parents' carpet store, and
Yeah.
I go out to Long Island. She finally gets me out there. I play him some tracks. He flips out. He's like, "Yo, this is crazy." I was like, "Oh shit, this is
Yeah.
Erick Sermon's digging my shit." And
Uh-huh.
then a year went by, nothing, didn't hear from him. You know what I mean? This and that. So, but they knew I did carpet. They had a carpet store, so they called me out of the blue. They needed some carpet done in their studio. So I went out to the studio, did some carpet, and then did a song. Then he wound up doing a song for this album that I was telling you about. Then
Wow.
a couple weeks after that, they called me up and they said, Kim, Erick's sister's like, Fox, could you make a Def Squad logo rug for the studio? And I was like, and this is before I started doing any of the rugs and everything. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, let me see. So instead of, the Def Squad logo with the baby and it's like, it's kind of a difficult logo to make into a rug. And I haven't even made rugs at this point, but
Yeah.
I had
It was a
some.
little hard, right? A little difficult at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it would have been like, that's like, next level. But I was
Yeah.
like, but I looked around my store and I had some orange, yellow, and black carpet. I was like, fuck it, let me make an EPMD rug. Like, how hard could that be? You know what I mean? Like, basically like that. So I cut out the letters, put it together, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So Kim calls me up. It was like right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
I broke out. She's like, Erick's gonna be home. Come home, come up to Long Island, come to the studio. Let's surprise him. So I come go up there with the rug, thinking not much of it. I go into his studio, we put it down. He comes downstairs, he flips out. He's like, when he sees it, and I already did this
Wow.
song with
Yeah.
him before. When I was like, Fox, this is crazy. This is this is what you got to be doing, so and so. And I was like, oh shit. So like
Yeah.
basically that night, Def Rugs was born. Like that was where it all started. And then we're like, then me and E partnered up right from that night. We're like, let's do this. Let's make a business out of this. But again, that was the only rug I had was the EPMD rug. So
Yeah.
and so then I started just like teaching myself how to make them, and
Yeah.
then I would start like tweeting them to like different MCs. So like next week I made a Run DMC rug. I tweeted it to DMC, and
Wow.
2 days later I'm on the street corner in Queens with Eric and DMC, who's like my idol, holding up carpet. I was like, what the
Wow.
fuck?
Wow.
So.
Wow. Wow.
So then it started to like, you know what I mean? I was like, who else, let me keep doing this. And
You
then
started
like
growing.
and then I did
Yeah.
like Vinrock is in my down in my area a lot, so I've made a Nordic by Nature rug. He comes to the
Yeah.
store. Then it started going from there, and then when I knew it started getting crazy was like a couple months into it, I get a phone call. I was like, "Who's this?" He's like, he goes, "Fox, where's my rug?" I was like, "Who's this?" He's like, "It's Biz Marquee." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "How'd you get my number?" He's like, "Vinrock
Yeah.
gave it to me. Where's my rug?" So then I
Wow.
just started, you know
Wow.
what I mean? And
Wow.
then basically went on this mission and started, really teaching myself how to do them, and then, being able to meet up with all these MCs and
Mm.
everyone I came up listening to, and then that's where the story started.
That was amazing. And I know how did that feel for you when these rappers start calling your phone and you start making them rugs? How was that feeling for you, man, at the time?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty surreal, like I knew some of these guys to begin with from producing and from DJing, but and we were still trying to work on this album at the time. So like it was kind of like both. I was like talking to guys and I was still trying to slide them beats and stuff.
Yeah.
But once like the rug things really started going, yeah, I mean it was completely surreal because I'm like, I always wanted to do something different with carpet. Like I grew up, third generation in the carpet business, and like
Yeah.
to me, like carpet's like fucking, it's boring. It's carpet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to like be able to like bring like the hip hop community into like, you know what I mean? Like the fan, what I'm doing and what I'm kind of like was born into kind of like organically too, you know what I mean? Cause I just started really loving to make the rugs and like it just kind of like resonated and like it became like my way of giving back, you know what I mean? So like
Right.
I
Right.
knew it wasn't just, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of like, it really was just a surreal, you know what I mean? Once people started really catching on to it.
Yeah, because once they caught on to it, it's like the business boom. And you just mentioned like on a family business as a third generation member of Fox Floors. What was it like merging a new artistic venture with the long-standing family business?
I mean, it actually, so it gave me like my own identity in the family business because now like at the store, like right now I'm at the warehouse. I'll show you that in a minute where I'm at. But like we
Uh-huh.
have a showroom, it's right down the street, and I got rugs hanging up all over the place. And the
Yeah.
customers now know me from what I'm doing, and the people in the flooring industry, they know me,
Mhm.
from what I've been doing. They've been seeing it throughout the years. So it kind of like gives me something to talk about, like someone will come in looking for, some wall to wall carpet and they're standing on a
Yeah.
Wu-Tang rug and they're like, what is this? And it could be like anybody, some, nice old lady to whoever that nothing to do with hip hop, or it's
Yeah.
not just hip hop rugs hanging in the store. There's like some classic rock ones, there's some different portraits and
Okay.
stuff. But
Yeah.
it kind of like it was made me let me add my own stamp to the family business. You know what I mean? And kind of like my
Yeah.
personality shines through in the store without me even having to speak. And it kind of like gives a whole different vibe in the store.
That's amazing because have you ever spoke to anyone from like the R&B genre that needed rugs?
I mean, not so much, like Shaka Khan has a rug and Erica Badu
Okay.
has a rug.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Smokey
I saw it.
Robinson's got a rug.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Um,
you there, you doing it.
but yeah, but I mean, obviously, it's my thing is like like golden era hip hop, so like that's like the main
Yeah,
focus of
yeah.
everything. But there's definitely some
Golden era.
some other R&B singers in the mix.
Wow. Let's talk about the clientele, man. Like you created custom rugs for legendary musicians, athletes, and celebrities. Who have been some of your most memorable clients and why?
Um, well, I'd say one of the most memorable, and I would say DJ Red Alert, because he basically, to me, he was like the reason I even fell in love with hip hop, and basically listening to his radio shows made
Yeah.
me want to DJ. And, I never met him before. And then to like now know him through the rugs, and
Yeah.
like when I see him and he showed, the love. I saw him a couple weeks ago, and he's proud of what I'm doing, and he appreciates what I'm doing for the culture. And like, that
Yeah.
means a lot to me. I was like, and every time I see him, it's like, holy shit. Red Alert is like, it's
Yeah.
like, this is real now. You know what I mean? And like I said, he's definitely one. And just to be able to, like, someone that was like I said, someone that really so influential on me as when I
Yeah.
was a kid, to be like, just appreciating what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, that was really like, that was one of the main ones, I would say. Peace to Red Alert.
Wow. Wow. And so it's amazing, man, because it's like you can get into every show, every concert to present these rugs. Now when you go up to these shows, do they ask you like, who are you? Like when you have rugs in your hand, do they say the staff like, who are you, man? Like, who you coming to see? How
Yeah,
did
I
you
mean,
through that? How do you do
so
that?
it's different. So sometimes, like, at the beginning, I would just kind of like have to like kind of like do my thing, kind of like bum rush the show and kind of like find my
Okay.
way. And like, I would show up there and like, be like, who's this guy with these rugs, and so and so. And like, there was a point of a couple of years when I was going in the city a lot, and I started to meet a lot of people and know like a lot of the managers and security guards and this and that. And they would see me like, oh, who do you have a rug for this time? So it started like becoming like a thing. And
Okay. Okay.
it was always like uh, a grind. Like, we would go out sometimes and not know if we're getting in, or, you know what I mean, or really had to just
Yeah.
finagle our way through. I still have to do that sometimes, you know what I mean, not getting in everywhere. But
Okay.
now it's more like, I'm trying to more things, like, because it's two different things I'm doing. One is like, obviously the business where people are reaching out to order custom rugs, and there's certain ones I'm going out and just trying to find EMCs just to bless them back, and like just to meet them, and it's my way of giving back. And then talk business, you know what I mean? Like, here's the one off, and let's maybe make a limited edition run, 5 rugs for the fans, you know what I mean, signed and whatnot. But like, once it kind of snowballed a little bit, and then I was able to like, know enough people to say, hey, like, I'll get a hold of this guy's DJ and say, when they rug for this MC, I got you on the rug. And like, you know what I mean? Kind of like networking through the industry like that. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like the way I wound up meeting you at the
Yeah.
show. So like, I didn't know, I had no connects with BSF or Benny, and or Too Tough or OT. So like, how that went down is, so my son goes to school at Temple. So he's in Philly, he's in Philly, and I'm in Philly a lot. And I've been doing
Yeah.
this thing that I call Operation Brotherly Rug. And I've been doing like a lot of rugs.
I
I've been
was just
giving.
about to ask about that. I'm sorry. but go ahead. Go
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
So this is like part. So like what we did the other night was part of that. So I
Yeah.
want to like, and since I've been in Philly a lot, like, which I have never been until my son's there, and like, so I'm really have a lot of appreciation for the city. Like, I never really was there growing up. You know what I mean? So I'm there. So like, I was like, and there's so many dope MCs, obviously, and so many legends. I was like, let me give back, and also, my son's comes with me to a lot of these events. So I was like, I want him to know really like the pioneers of Philly hip hop, and he's going to be living in Philly for a while, so I want to like plug him in and kind of like bring him, So I was like, so I started making rugs for like everyone from like Schoolie D and
Yeah.
Cash
Freeway,
Money.
crack, all them got. Well, freeway. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, well, Freeway. So I'll tell you that one in a sec. So he never got one. So that was the first time I met him at
Yeah.
that show, but I had something for him. So I'm actually going to be seeing him soon. But
Oh, wow.
which was
Well,
another
like
crazy thing,
Schoolie D is old. He golden era, old school. You
right?
know what
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, so a lot of these guys, Charlie Mack, Uncle O, Will Smith, Jazzy Jeff. Who else? I got some. There's a couple of things I'm holding on for. Some, I got the Dreamville rug.
I mean?
I got
Okay.
some
Yeah.
for
Go ahead.
Gilly and Wallow coming up.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the way I went up at this show was I was like, okay, I saw that Too Tough was the tour DJ, right? I was like, oh shit, and it's
Yeah.
Philly, this and that. So I reached out to my man EST from Three Times Dope. I did a rug for
Yes.
him through the brotherly rug thing, right? And
Wow.
much love to EST. He's my man. He's such a
Yeah.
great
Shout
dude.
out to ES.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So ES reached out to Too Tough. He's like, say no more. And then next day, on the strength of EST, I get a call from Too Tough. and I told him what I'm looking to do, and boom, and then that's how we wound up at that show. So
And
I
what?
did a
Yeah,
rug to Too Tough, OT the Real, and Benny, and my son was with me, and here we are.
was that night when we was back there at the Brooklyn Bowl? We all was down there that night when Tough was sent. My fault. That's the top. When Tough was telling you, let me call EST. Was it that night?
Yeah,
Okay, ES
he was
did
gonna
come
come.
down there.
No, he wasn't there, but he was gonna be there. But yeah, that was hopefully we're all supposed to meet up there, but he didn't go. But
Wow.
big ups to EST for setting that up.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to EST, the Act Nicholas one. D
Mhm.
Times dope.
Greatest man alive.
You got to tell me, man, like how does your background as a DJ and love for 90s hip hop directly influence the desire to directly influence the designs and artistry of Def Rugs? How does that go? How did it go hand in hand like that?
Well, so basically, is it cool that I'm just turning this around. So basically, like
Yeah, that's
when
that's perfect.
when I used to DJ, like to me, like making rugs is kind of like an expression of me DJing. So like when I first started doing the rugs and really started like banging shit out, it would be
Yeah,
like dropping a record in a club. So for instance, like I love X Clan, right? So I'll make
yeah,
it. So who's making an X Clan rug? Me, because to me it's like dropping a record. It's like if I'm making a rug, you know, it's like an expression of me of a record I'll be playing, like Fat Boys.
okay,
My
okay,
favorite,
yeah,
one of my favorite groups of all time. It's like so when I was putting it out online when I first started doing this, and like it would be like, oh shit, Fat Boys, oh you know what I mean, De La
wow,
Soul, like what, and it's like
yeah,
raucous. It's like Outlaws. It's like who. So it was me like expressing my musical, you know what I mean, like the
yeah,
shit I
yeah,
like so it's basically like that's like me dropping a record. Instead of dropping a record, I'm dropping a rug. And that's kind of like how I kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just, I used to draw nervous records on my notebooks in high school. That was like my shit, you know what I mean? And like,
Oh,
so
okay,
like
yeah,
to drop to, so making rugs is basically like me, dropping records. And that's the way I look at it. Like any of the logos of the shit that I used to listen to, or just the golden era legendary shit.
yeah, you're the legend.
Like
Okay,
I'd have to make a rug out of it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just that basically kind of like is where all these rugs came from. And like I would see things and I would have to make them. I'd be like, like for instance,
that's
I
dope.
had to make a group home rug. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
who would do that? Because I love this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That
Fucking
no right.
Kwame. You know what I mean? Like boom.
Kwame.
So like that's basically J. Rue. That's basically the inspiration of of why I've made the rugs I've made and who I've gotten with, you know what I mean, to meet.
Wow, that what you doing is like amazing and it's different. It's different. Dang, what role did your family, particularly your father Eddie Fox, play in shaping your work ethic and knowledge of the flooring industry?
Well, he all right, so I mean so
That's
basically
that's a whole factory going on. That's banging.
yeah, I'm in the warehouse right now, man. So check this
Wow,
out. So I got that's where I make the rugs. I'll show you that in a sec. That's like my little work area. But
wow,
I'm sitting inside of a 11,000 square foot carpet warehouse with all kinds of material, flooring, carpet, forklifts. And then, so I have like access to carpet all day, just scraps of carpet, different
I see,
colors. And
I see.
so I have like an unlimited resource of carpet. So I'm around it all, you know what I mean? And I'm using pieces and like different scraps left over or cutting it out of my inventory and stuff.
Wow, that's that right there. That's amazing, man, what you're doing.
But
Wow. And
yeah,
it only gonna it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's going to grow. I'm telling you, and it's already there. Oh, you
yeah,
got
it's
a Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. I think that's what I saw. Yeah, you got the Tonight Show. Oh, you got a Foot
yeah,
Locker. All right. Fresh Prince.
yeah, you know, got the
Wow, wow, wow.
um so yeah, this is yeah. So basically like boom, so this says it all right there. So like back to
Yes,
you
sir.
were asking about my dad. Yeah, I mean he he's the second generation, in the business, and they didn't want me to get involved in the family business, and now I understand why, because it's a real pain in the ass. But retail flooring. Um, and I was able to pursue, like, for years. I was working in recording studios before I came into the family business, and
Yeah.
eventually, I had to get real with it and start working. So I went into the business. I've been working here for like 20 years. But you know what I mean? Like, he's a character, he's a legend in the business. Um, you know, real character, real intense with it. He's been doing this since he was a kid. So he's been doing this for like he's about to be 79. He's been doing this for like, 60 years, so he knows. And you know, I spent a lot of time trying to pursue once the rug thing started, a bunch of years ago. I spent a lot of time away from the business. Where's Marshall? He's up there making rugs. He's using my carpet, cut the carpet up, meeting all these rappers. What is he doing? And still, I'll be like, yo, my mom works here too. I gotta leave. I gotta go to the city. I gotta do this. And they support what I'm doing. He doesn't fully get
Yeah.
it, but supports what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He support. Yeah.
Totally support it. At the beginning, he thought I was out of my mind, but definitely
Yeah.
supports it. And then sees also, because because when customers come in the store, they see the rugs, and it kind of like, it makes our store like different. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
like, they'll come in there, and like the customers will see it. My parents definitely appreciate, like,
Mhm.
the art that I put out, and to like to add to the store's vibe. You know.
Well, you know what? Uh, a question I had for you, as far as now, when I was watching Drink Champs one day, Erick Sermon was saying, now is Erick Sermon, you guys are partners? Like,
Mhm.
how do he come into play with this whole Fox rug, with the Fox floors?
Yeah,
What
so, like,
does he
well,
do?
Fox Floors, that's the family carpet business, but the Def Rugs, that's me and Eric.
Okay, okay.
Oh yeah, so basically, like, you know, we're it's been a long road, and you know, we're just kind of like, I figured, let me go out there and really really work on the brand, and just like, you know what I mean, do the heavy lifting and do what I love to do. Just be out there making rugs. Just be out there, giving back to the culture, and
Yeah,
see where it
yeah,
goes. You know what I mean? Because it's really for the love of it. The business structure is there, and me and E are gonna do things with it. You know what I mean? It's
right.
just, things take time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it takes, yeah, I remember when we first started this, I think he was like, it's gonna take 10 years or something like that. All right, here we are. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm still as passionate about it as I was from that first night when
that's
when,
right.
when Def Rugs was born. And, it's been a lot of ups and downs and whatnot. And,
Right.
so, but it's still like, you know what I mean? Like, we're pretty much, I feel like we're like there to, like, you know, to make it happen now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the business, with the business side of things, and we're still trying to figure that out. But in the
Mhm.
meantime, I'm just out there, like, still building the brand.
Well, that's dope. I hope this fire truck don't stop right here. I'm sorry, there's a fire out there somewhere. Something's going on. But
Oh,
what are some key milestones from your early career as a DJ and running a record label that prepared you for becoming a successful artist and entrepreneur?
um, hmm. I mean, there's been a lot of things along the way where, like, when I used to DJ, and I was like a battle DJ, and there would always be these times there'd always be these moments where I used to say to myself, man, if I never DJ'd a party again, or if I never, you know, did another battle or anything, I'm cool with where I'm at, because I never would have thought that I was going to ever do that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So there's been a lot of moments like that. And even when we were recording the albums, I was like, man, shit, if I never, we recorded an album, the Spasmatic album with Tame One from the Artifacts. Tame, rest in
Yeah,
peace.
Chain One.
And
Yeah, yeah.
that we had a real special connection with Tame. Um, the Zing and Fox sound. And, like, there's been so many times where I would say to myself, like, if I never did one more thing in this, I'm good. But I'd never thought in a million years I would have done that. And that's been like the story this whole time with the rugs, where, like, shit, if I never made one rug after meeting, DMC, I would have been content. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
I would have
Yeah.
been good. And it's like, fuck. you know, but I couldn't stop. And some people think I'm out of my mind because I've been doing this for so long and just like, what are you doing, Fox? Why do you have all these rugs? Also, like, you know, I have hundreds of rugs already done sitting here, besides from the hundreds or whatever that are out in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
I'm like, it's gonna all make sense one day, you know?
Yeah. You already you're doing it, man. You're doing it. How many Wu-Tang members have you gave a rug to?
Um, I'd say maybe four, 4 or 5.
4 or 5 of them?
Um,
Okay. I
yeah,
know Meth got one, Raekwon got one, right? And
yeah.
Ghost.
We got you know what, matter of fact, hold up.
I'm guessing Meth, Ray, Ghost,
Yeah,
RZA,
there it goes. RZA's got one.
Jizza.
Nah, I never got with the Jizza. YDB,
Okay.
Capadonna,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, Ghost and Ray and Meth.
Wow. Wow. Yo, you doing something historic right now. Like this is going to be around for years, man. You know that? Forever.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing with the rugs is that it's like, you know, when I'm giving it to an MC or when someone buys one, it's like, you know, these will last forever. You know, it's obviously if they're maintained and whatnot, but it's
Yeah.
like a family heirloom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know, it's you know, and the carpet that I use, it's all carpet that we would put in someone's house. So it's like
Yeah.
it's carpet that I would install you know, in your on your stairs or in your living room. So it's like high end
Right.
carpet scraps that I'm using. You know what I mean?
Wow. It is. I can tell because when you look at them, they even feel real. They're rough feeling. You know, like it's authentic. You know, it is. You
Yeah,
know.
it's different than so. See, like the texture is it's different
Yeah.
than
That's hot. That's hot right
Trusted
there.
rugs. It's just different carpets. You know, it's different textures. I'm using like patterns, different things. It's like plush carpet. You know what I mean?
That's
Uh,
hot.
and then
That's
on
hot.
the backing of them, let's see if I have one with the backing. Um, yeah, I usually put like musical notes. And then also
Oh wow. Okay.
I got a lot of so like on the backing of the rugs it has these musical notes.
Yeah.
And I also have a lot of rugs signed. Like I probably have I have this crazy collection of like tons of rugs with just all kinds of legendary signatures on them from like shows I've been
Wow.
to. And yeah, just like, you know, some crazy memorabilia, like
That is hot.
all kinds of crazy shit.
That's fire. That's hot right there.
And this is just, you know, and there's a couple more, but yeah, it's just I have a ton of these.
Yeah, E40, got E40. So are you waiting for these guys to come pick them up or you waiting to go take them to the guys?
Yeah,
You
well, like so for some of them, like, you know, I'm trying to, like, for instance, like I always wanted to just make this E40 rug, and it's like it was in me. I was like, I got to make this. So I'm waiting for. Hopefully, I could link up with him if he comes out. You know, if he's out in the East Coast, and like I'll be ready. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'm
yeah,
like, all right, let me just because I have a bunch of things that I'm like ready for. That if someone comes into town, you know what I mean? It's like. All those hours of making the rug, it's like it's done, and I just wanted to see it. And then again, like that was like for instance, like the E40 rug, I just wanted to make a little video, put it on my Instagram, and that was kind of like me just dropping a record. Instead, I'm making the E40 rug and I'm putting, you know, yep, nope behind it. It's like me
yeah,
dropping
yeah.
a song at a club. You know what I mean? Like that was like my, you know, motivation.
Did you tag him? Did you tag him in it?
Yeah, yeah. He didn't see it, but eventually I'm sure I'll link up with him.
Yeah, give it to his sister. I interviewed Sugar T. Give it to
Oh,
her, like tag her.
okay,
Because
cool.
that's our brother, so tag her.
Thanks.
But, wow, you know, how has spending time in Philly with your son inspired your community give back project there?
I mean, I like growing up, you know, I'm like basically in between Philly and let me get back to this. I'm in between Philly and New York. Like I'm in Central Jersey, like by Asbury Park. But
Yeah,
growing
yeah.
up, it was always like going into the city, but never really into Philly. And
Hmm.
like once he started going to school there, he's a sophomore now. Like I just fell in love with Philly. I was like, why haven't I been here all these years? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm down there all the time. Like me and him are going out. We go to shows
yeah,
a lot. You know, we're just chilling. And also, it's a lot. You know, it's just I just kind of fell in love with the city. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And you know, and I just want to show love. You know, so and there's so much good music and so many, good MCs and artists and just such a good vibe. So I was
Hmm.
like, let's do this. I'm gonna be down here a lot. Let's start with make some of these rugs and start
Hmm.
doing some stuff for the Philly guys. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
it's great. It's like I said, so it's easy for me to get down there. He's down there, so like it's just been a great experience, like a father and son kind of thing.
Right.
That like that's his home now. You know what I mean? And like certain MCs will come through. Even some of the new guys like Core. We did a rug for. My
Of
son put
course.
me on to
Okay.
him, and he was like, he was so dope. And like once he played me, I was like, oh, we gotta meet him. So what I mean, we
Yeah.
did the thorough rug, and like a couple weeks later, I got my son to meet Core. You know what I mean? And like
Wow, that's
it's
dope.
just
That's
been
dope.
great. So that's another thing. Part of like what I've been doing. So like I've been, it's to me, it's all about the golden era and all the legends and whatnot. And then my
Right.
son, he's 19, so he's into like all the new shit. He's got a really good ear for music, kind of like
Okay.
how I was when I was 19, but for this generation. So he puts me on to guys, and the certain select ones I'm doing rugs for and bringing him, you know, uh, G Herbo and Polo
Yeah. Yeah.
G and
Okay.
Lil Yachty and Lil
Oh
Baby.
wow. Okay. Okay.
Who else we doing for?
That's like his era.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So I'm able to like, you know what I mean, and bringing him and like bringing him to these guys, you know what I mean, to meet
Yeah.
his MCs, you know what I mean. So and then like also expanding because he's got a really good ear. So he put me on to really good music for his
Wow.
generation, you know what I mean. So and then in return, I'm bringing him and say, nah, you're gonna meet Schoolie D. If I'm gonna meet Lil Baby, you're gonna meet Schoolie D.
That's
You
right.
know.
That's right. There you go. Yeah. Switch it up. That's right. Well, what was one of the most challenging designs you have ever been asked to create, and what was the outcome?
Well, not maybe not the most like challenging designs, but like maybe like one of the biggest projects was it was a bunch of rugs I did for the DITC studios in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. I was up there.
I
I
did,
went up there.
oh
Yeah.
shit. So I did
Go
like
ahead.
the big L mural in the vocal booth. And then I
Okay.
did
Okay.
DITC on the floor. And a couple other studio rooms in there and kind of like outfitted the whole studio with rugs.
Yeah. I saw that. I think I did because I had to go interview the Legion up
Okay.
there. So yeah, and I was talking to AG. AG was up there.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I did, yeah, actually, AG is on the album too. The album I was telling you about, I got a song
Yeah.
with AG.
Wow, wow, wow. You're doing major things, man. I just have a few, just two more for you. Um, we asked about the challenging, right? I didn't see Public Enemy. I didn't see the symbol up there. Did you do that?
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. That's definitely a Public Enemy book somewhere. Yeah, we actually did a thing. So like with me and Eric, when we started doing like some exclusive releases, we did a run of Public Enemy rugs. We did a run of Naughty by Nature rugs. Here's the pub.
Okay.
Here we go.
There you go. It was hiding. It was hiding in the Souls of Mission.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. PE.
Signed by all the members.
Oh, that's
But
banging. That's banging.
yeah.
That PE rug is hot.
Yeah. See,
That red man joint hot too. Yeah, I definitely like the Death rugs.
yeah.
X Clan. Yeah, it's banging, man. Wow. What new projects or collaborations are you currently working on or hoping to pursue in the future?
Well, basically, what I'm looking to do now is like to do like exclusive runs with people. So, for instance, you know, let's just use the BSF as an example when we
Yeah,
did the other night. So, like
yeah,
he got the rug, and it's like, all right, let's make let's make five 5 to 10 because like they take a long time to make. They're all one at a time. Each rug takes me like ridiculous amount of hours to make, so it's not like mass produced or anything.
right,
So it's
yeah,
like I want to do something with like more of like a like I said, like let's say 5 rugs.
yeah,
Have them sign the rugs. These are like for the super fans or like for the exclusive collectors. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And just
yeah.
do it like that, and just keep kind of like doing them with different MCs, different people in the industry, just to
Okay,
start a line of like exclusive pieces. You know what I mean?
all right,
So that's one thing. Trying to get into like do some art galleries and stuff like that, and
yeah.
maybe get my own show. But like, and then there's still the mass produced option. But like, really, what I want to do is just like more exclusive pieces for people.
Oh, some exclusive joints.
Mhm.
Wow, wow. Well, you're already there, man. You're doing big things right now, you know. That's for the new projects. And do you see yourself in Deaf Rugs as pioneers in merging hip hop and interior design? Why or why not?
I mean, there's been a lot. I mean, I guess that, the first of its kind, I guess, you know what I mean? As far as like, coming at, bringing the rugs element into the game like that. There's been definitely the first of its kind to like showing their, because like there's so many iconic logos, and like to really show
Yeah,
like, like say the EPMD logo, like, that
yeah,
shit, that's what started this whole thing with me. It's like, how dope is that on your floor? You know what I mean? It's like,
right, right.
and it could be a big ass rug, and like, it's people come in your home, and it's part of the decor, and also like opens up a conversation. It preserves the culture. It, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's so much more to it. And, especially guys like us that love hip hop, it's like, and you don't even have to be involved with that. You just like the look of the logo, and it's just art, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I'm glad to be able to, like, to bring that in, and just kind of did it organically, because just from the love of it.
That's dope, man. I want to thank you, man, Fox, for attending this interview. I'm happy that I did meet you for the first time down at Money and
Yeah,
Power. So
man.
and Philly.
That was meant to
Thank
be, man. That's all these things, you know what I mean? Like, you never know who you're gonna run into and who you're gonna link up with and like, connect with, man. That's why,
That's right.
yeah, it's great. I'm so glad we connected.
Yeah,
Real
that's
quick, I want to show you something. Check this out. I just want to
yeah,
show
yeah.
you
Go
like
ahead.
the
Now go ahead.
work area. So this is where I make. So this is what I'm working on right now. Is for Uncle O, and I'm
Okay,
just doing the finishing touches. I got the Uncle O, and then I got a rug for Charlie Mack for their podcast. Um,
okay.
and then, so this one's the one that I'm working on now. But yeah,
That's better.
basically this is like, this is my little workshop area in the warehouse. I got all kinds of carpet scraps. It's a little messy right now, and I kind of work like I'm just all over the place sometimes. I'll clean up, and then I'll just be like stacking shit, and there's just
Yeah, yeah.
rugs
That's
everywhere and stuff like that. There's piles of rugs just everywhere. Um,
that's hot. That's hot.
it's the surgery machines. But yeah, this is basically where I make them, and it's crazy because, like I said, I'm surrounded by carpet all day long. You know what I mean? So like, and then the showroom too at the store, which, I'll send you pics so you can see that next time. But like, so this is where this is where it's at.
Yeah, yeah. You want to show the showroom, or you want to wait to another time?
Yeah, I mean it's down the street. It's like a
Okay,
couple minutes.
okay,
Yeah, it's like
okay.
a 5 minute drive. So then it's not even
Well,
5 minutes, but I mean, shit. If you want to, it's up to you, man. I'll go down there.
yeah. If I gotta send you my logo, man. That stuff look too pretty down there, man.
Yeah, let's make it happen for real.
Yeah, yeah. My logo banging too. I just got one, so I would love to, you know, get one of them joints, man. They nice.
Absolutely,
You
absolutely,
got
man.
Jodeci in the background. You have So Def. I see. That's what they say. Red Hot. What was that one?
I got the artifacts. I got profile. Born in the Bronx. I got the blunt. Far
Okay.
side.
Wow. Yeah. We definitely got. We got to do a part two. We're gonna have to. I got somebody coming up at 9, so I definitely want to do a part two.
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah,
do,
absolutely,
man.
man.
Wow,
The
man. That's
part two,
bang.
the part two is where I'll unveil your rug, man.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
let's do a part two. I want to thank you, Fox, for this, man. Where do you see? And I know some people, this might be a little cliche, or where do you see Deaf Rugs going in the next 5 or 10 years?
Um,
It just flew. Oh, there you go.
you know what? Where would I like to see it go? I don't know where
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
see
yeah,
it
yeah.
go. You know
Where,
what I
where,
mean?
where would you like to see it go?
Where
Let's
I mean, I would like to see, just have a good line of just exclusive rugs. Like I said, like, you know what I mean? I want to just go through the industry, and I wish that, a lot of these artists that I've been working with and will double back on, want to like like really see the vision of like, um of making these exclusive pieces, you know what I mean, doing some
yeah,
business like that. It's also the one other thing is hard because by day, like I'm running this family carpet business. So like, it's
yeah,
just the time. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I try to work on rugs as much as I can. I'll be here at
yeah,
night. I'll come in the morning, sometimes during the day, and all of a sudden there'll be customers waiting for me at the store. So like, it's as much time as I have to make them. So it's like, um, you know, but well, I would like to do some galleries, you know, I would like to get involved with some art galleries for sure too.
Okay. Well, you there. I mean, you're doing big things, man. You are. And what
Feel
I'm
like
going
we're
to do,
getting there. We're getting there. Still more work to be done, but
well,
we're
yes, well,
almost there.
so I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you how long have you been doing this? That's what I should
So
ask you.
yeah, so like basically the whole that night with me and Eric with the first EPMD rug, that was like was it 2012, 22, almost 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. And the hours you put in doing one or two rugs, we talking about like 8 hours, man.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, on the average, it's like 8 to 10 hours for something that's not too complex per rug. You know what I mean? And then it's over the course of a couple of days, an hour here, 2 hours there. You know what I mean? And then obviously the time to when I always like to hand deliver them. So I mean, there's a lot of time. I put a lot of time into this. You know what I mean? If you're talking thousands of rugs that I've made, I put a
Yeah.
lot of time into this. But it's a labor of love. You know what I mean?
Well, that's dope, man. I just need a positive message from you to the youth that want to start a business but don't really know which way to go and how to run it. Can you give them a positive message about how to start a business and how to maintain a business?
I mean, I guess the first thing is find something you love doing because no matter what you do is going to be hard and time consuming and, you know, ups and downs. So you got to find something that you love doing because if you love doing it, it don't feel like work. And
Right.
no matter what, at the end of the day, you don't, you know, like I said, it ain't about the money. I'm not doing it. It's, you got to do something for the love of it first. And then
That's right.
anything else will come. I mean, that's really with anything. And if you do try to do something that's contrived or some gimmicky this or that or whatever, it's probably gonna, you know what I mean? Like comes and goes. You have to do something that's like from the heart. You know what I mean? Put your all into it and, you know, just pursue, you know, find something you're passionate about and run with it because it's going to things take so much time. And like I
Yeah.
said, you have to just love what you do. If you don't love doing it, you know, forget it.
It's pointless. If you don't love
Yeah,
it, it's
yeah.
pointless.
You have to love it, man, for real. And like I said, to me, making the process of making rugs is like it's very therapeutic for me. And like
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite things. I just love doing it, man. Like I could sit here all night and you know just be cutting, and I'm in my own zone. And
Yeah.
also, I'll leave you with this: like when I'm working on a rug, if I know I'm making this rug, and like in a couple days I'll be with that MC or something like that. To me, it's
Wow.
like it's just that gives me that charge. I'm like, as I'm cutting, I'm like, damn, fuck, I'm gonna be at Rock him in 2 days and I'm holding his rug with him. Like, what the fuck?
Wow. Wow.
And
Wow.
then that just makes it feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And you're taking your time. You want to create something special because you know you're going to see them. You want to
right.
be with them. So it just makes it more fun, man. Basically. And
Yeah, yeah,
exciting. Exciting. I want to use that.
yeah,
Wow. I
absolutely.
thank you, man. Fox Floors. And you know, I gotta say Fox Floors because that's what I saw. But you known as Fox, man. Fox Floors. I thank you. Um, Once again, man, it was a pleasure, man. It was an honor for you coming on to the
Hey,
show.
thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time to talk to me, man. Yo, this is Fox from Def Rugs. You're watching A Vision Entertainment. Tune in. Philly's finest.